Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Pragati from Hasirufai Concepts. First of all, thank you all for joining us today. And let me give you a brief introduction as to why we are here today and what we are doing. Did you know that approximately there are around 8 crore children under the age of 3 years in India alone? And let us assume out of 8 crore, 26% of this 8 crore is urban population. So this 26% is likely to use disposable diapers. Now, if you Google and see, what is the percentage of disposable diapers produced every day, unfortunately, I could not get a right number. So I thought I'll do my own research and come up with a number. And every Google link says that the percentage is very less compared to other kind of waste produced. Every link says that the percentage of disposable waste is very less. That it's very unfortunate that we do not get a right data on this. So I was doing my own research, and this is what I got to know. So out of 26% of 8 crore, which is likely to use disposable diapers, uh, say these are the children below age 3 years, because it's generally kids below 3 years is who will use the disposable diapers. So if you assume that one child will use 8 diapers a day, if there is 8 diaper change a day for one child, roughly it is 16 crore of disposable diapers produced every day. And not to forget, every day there is 67,000 of new children born. So if you just imagine, just close your eyes for a minute and imagine how much would 16 crores of diapers look like. Because every single disposable diaper, theoretically speaking, will take 500 to 1,000 years to decompose. But who has lived for 500 or 1,000 years to know if it actually decomposes after 500 years, right? So it's a very scary thought and it's a very scary situation. So we from Hasirufai Concepts, when we talk to people about changing to cloth diapers, we got a lot of questions in return. We keep getting emails and messages on Messenger with a lot of questions. So we thought, why don't we do a live program and tell people and answer all the questions that people have, all the myths. We want to bust all the myths today that is floating around. So today we have a panel of 3 members. These are 3 current day parents who are using cloth diapers till date. So I thought it's better you hear it from the horse's mouth, from the parents who are using the cloth diapers, because these parents have experienced the same concerns that you all have in mind. So I would first like to welcome Purvi, a very good friend of mine who always motivates me and encourages me in all my zero waste choices that I make. So Purvi, welcome to today's session. Purvi, can you hear me? Okay, looks like Purvi is stuck. Meanwhile, let me welcome, the modern day dad. I say this because every messages, every question we have got from our members are women. It's always a mother who puts a question and who has concerns about cloth diapering. Till date, I haven't got even a single father approaching me asking about cloth diapering. So it was such a relief and a happy thought when we got to know that Mr. Karthik, husband of my beloved friend Kasturi, is an exclusively cloth diapering dad. So let's welcome Karthik. Hi, Karthik.
Namaste. Hi.
And we have Purvi also now. Hi, Purvi.
Yeah. Hi, Pragati. Sorry, there was some issue. So yes, I'm really glad to be on this show and looking forward to sharing my experiences as well as learning from the others. So really excited. Thank you so much.
I'm sure whatever I'm going to ask you both is something that every cloth diapering mother and father, especially working parents, will have. So I've specifically listed down those questions from our emails, and I'm going to ask you those questions. And before we proceed, I want to welcome our in-house cloth diapering expert, Shweta. And Shweta is is the person who helped me in my cloth diapering journey. She's the one who literally held my hands and made sure that I successfully cloth diaper my second child. So Shweta, welcome and thank you for making sure that I cloth diaper my child and helping me to convince others also.
I'm glad, Pragati. Thank you so much for putting me on this panel, and I hope can make a little difference in all these people who are having a lot of doubts with regards to cloth diapers. I have been passionately spreading the awareness, so I hope the same. I do the same with Hasrufai Concepts viewers as well. So I'm glad I'm here. Thank you.
We are glad too that you are here. So before we proceed, Purvi, can you quickly introduce yourself in 2 lines?
Yeah, I'm Purvi Desai. I'm an architect. I have my own practice. And I'm a working mother. Before COVID, I thought, when COVID struck, I didn't think, that I would be so busy. But after my child, after my second one was born in March 2nd, he was born. And I couldn't even take a break because I had all my ongoing projects. But still, I was determined to cloth diaper him. So yes, we are there. We are cloth diapering him successfully. Yeah, that's about me.
Very happy to hear that, Purvi. And I have a lot of questions listed on for you. How you, as a working mother, you're able to tackle and both work and baby and cloth diapering and everything. Karthik, could you please introduce yourself in 2 lines?
Sure. So, thanks a lot, Pragati, for giving me this opportunity. But I would say that I'm an average run-of-the-mill father who takes care of the kids. So I have 2 kids. One is a 6-year-old daughter, and the second one is 20 months old boy. So luckily, when COVID struck, I was already in my paternity leave. So I'm an IT professional for 17 years, and I'm working for HPE. So HPE provided 6 months paternity leave. So I could handle the kids for that 6 months. I could see firsthand, right? As you said, most of the questions are from mothers because mothers are definitely having the superpower to think both about the kids as well as the environment, right? So we fathers are a little more narrow-minded in that sense. So yeah, I got to know how important it is to cloth diaper. We did it for the first kid also, but it wasn't that disciplined. Yeah.
Okay.
The second one, it was little more disciplined, and we had our own challenges. I'm not saying that I'm exclusive. I do use disposable diapers, but that's with a lot of guilt.
Okay, one thing I want to add here is there is a concept called handprint. I'm not sure how many people are aware of this. Ecological handprint is just the opposite of ecological footprint. So any small or big thing you do towards environment counts. So you might not be an exclusively cloth diapering dad, but even one, even if it is just once that you have replaced, that's a huge favor that you're doing to mother earth. So your efforts are definitely a huge handprint towards environment conservation. Shweta, can you introduce yourself in 2 lines?
Sure, I'd be glad. I am Shweta. I am a mother to a 3.10-month-old girl, and I have been exclusively cloth diapering her for almost 3 years now. She's now toilet trained though, but I still continue to use what is available as in terms of cloth, and I do not prefer to use anything which relates to plastic. And apart from that, what I do is I give a lot of demonstrations across to new parents, expecting parents. I kind of handhold them from day one till they continue to cloth diaper, and throughout the journey, I try to be as much as helpful as possible to them. So that's what I do.
Yes, that's what you do. And I still remember after my son was born, the very first gift I received was from Shweta. It was 3 langoots. So I was like, yes, I know what you're trying to convey.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't want to get a chance to get you cloth diapering your son.
Yes. So before we proceed and answer more, in-depth questions about cloth diapering, for our viewers who have no idea about what is cloth diapering, can you quickly tell me what is cloth diapering and how to do it?
Okay. So cloth diapers are nothing new to Indian families, Pragati. It is there. It has been there since ages and ages. Our mothers, our grandmothers, their great grandmothers, everybody has been using cloth, and always cloth. So that's what we normally believe. As Indian families, we always believe in the concept of cloth. So now we have it in a more advanced way, in a more modern style, and to make it more convenient, more comfortable, more sustainable. I can go on. The list goes on to say more and more and more is what I can say. And when it comes to advanced cloth diapering, you have everything in it. The entire benefit of what you find in a disposable, and anything you can count waterproof, you can count dry feel for the baby's skin, and you can count on long lasting. You can count on longer performance, high performance, whatever you take it. It's all available in cloth diapers, and it comes with the goodness of cloth. So what else do you want? So it's safe. It's quite safe. It's skin friendly. It's baby friendly, and it's pocket friendly. More likely for what the parents want to do. So it's pocket friendly as well. So in all matters, cloth diapers are something which are available, which can be the concept which Hasirify Concepts has always believed in, the reuse, recycle, and that concept is always associated to this cloth diapers as well. So you reuse, you keep it aside and keep reusing it again. It's not like you have to discard it at any point of time, unless and until you really feel the need that this is not going to work anymore, it's worn out. It's always working. So that's what is cloth diapers. Okay. So how do you use it? It's very simple. It's just like how you put on a normal diaper. Here you just have snaps or a velcro closure or something like that. But in a disposable, it's a pant style one. So or even rather, you have a velcro closure in some of them as well, as much as I know. So it's the same thing. You just have to put it on your baby. But here what you get is exceptional. You get no chemical, you get no gel conversions, your baby skin is absolutely out of rashes. There is no need of extra material like probably a rash cream, because that is not required in cloth. It's anyway safe, so you do not want to use a rash cream. So the concept of using a plastic tube or anything external to use a rash cream is also busted there. So you do not have to use them, and whatever is available at home, you can actually use that and make it a cloth diaper. So that is also an available option. Of course, there are many brands, there are many options available in the market. You just need to do your research right before you land up on what suits your baby. So yes, of course, you may want to do a few trials, try what is going to work best for your baby, and then when you are happy with one particular thing, continue with it to a certain extent. Give it some time, because cloth diapers do not happen at a flash. It does take time for you to learn, for your baby to get adjusted. So give it that time, and I'm sure everybody can successfully cloth diaper their baby. That's my concept.
Yes, yes. So Shweta rightly said there is a little bit of a learning curve. All what we need is the patience to, hang in there until we achieve the learning curve. And once we know how to tackle it, there is no turning back. It's just like other diaper. It's just that you get to reuse this. Shweta, how many times do you think we can reuse one cloth diaper?
Okay, I don't have a particular number as such, Pragati, because I feel until and unless cloth is completely worn out, please use it. Please reuse it. It is, you can just keep it aside after your first child, or even if you've cloth diapered them, you want to reuse it again, pass it on to someone else. It's as safe as just
True.
passing on your regular clothes that you pass on from your child to another child in the family. It's as safe as that. So there is never an end time to a diaper, and if you do want to kind of get rid of them, there is options for recycling the diaper. That is also an option. So I don't think there is an end time to it.
Generally, they say that up to 300 washes,
You can hear
it
me?
generally is durable, right? Up
Pragati,
to
can you hear
300
me?
washes. Yeah. Can you hear me, Shweta? Okay. So while we
Sorry,
get
I
Shweta's
can't
connection,
really hear.
I want
No,
to
I think there is a network issue. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes. Shweta, we'll just move to Purvi. Meanwhile, your network is reconnected. Purvi, you had your second one few months ago, right? I'd say
Yes,
4 months, 3 4 months.
almost 4 months. Yes.
Okay, okay. So, how was it with your first child? Did you exclusively clot diaper your first child also?
No, no, absolutely not. And you know that as an architect, I try to go very natural, but then it is difficult to find clients, and I always crib about it to my friends. And everybody who knows me knows how much I am, and I always wear only handloom clothes, or that way. But I don't know why I did not. Maybe I did not have anyone like you or Shweta to motivate me that time. I knew about cloth diapers, but somehow I never tried to bring them, or I never tried them for my first child, and it was very horrifying for me to now when I look back. So what happened was she was almost toilet trained, and then we had to move abroad for a few months for my husband's work. And there the landlord had very strict, and his rules were very strict. We couldn't afford any poop explosions and accidents, even though she was toilet trained. So we put her back on the diapers again. So every day I would use at least 6 to 7 disposables. We would travel a lot, and every hotel that we stayed, we have left like at least 6 7 disposables. And it's very I feel very sad. Why did I do that? So I had decided, and fortunately what happened was a very close friend of mine called Shweta too, and she had her child 3 years ago, and I introduced her to cloth diapers, and she did very well, wonderfully. And as Shweta again, she said just now that we can reuse them and we can pass it on to others. So my son got my friend's daughter's cloth diapers, and maybe that is another huge motivation factor for me. So we started from almost when he was about a week old. We started with cloth diapers. Yeah,
That's good. I mean, same here. So my son uses Karthik's son's cloth diapers.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
So I had contacted Shweta and bought just 3 sets. The rest of it, Kasturi passed it on to me, and we are using it. So
Great.
it's amazing. So what
Yeah.
motivated you this time? What made you think that you can do it this time, and what was the deciding changing factor here?
The thing is the guilt. Recently you arranged you organized my daughter's 5th birthday, and I know you, and we were it was a zero waste birthday party, and I think it was I'm very proud to say that it was Hasirufai's first event. And so and also if you remember with you I went to HSR layout, and I learnt about composting and all.
Yeah.
So I think even as an architect and as an individual, I'm evolving to be a better person. And even in my projects, I'm trying to bring in a lot of natural stuff. And I think when Karthik mentioned that he still feels a little, I mean, with guilt, we still sometimes happen to use disposables, and it happens to us also. Like where I like say 95% at least. Sorry, 5% at least if we can reduce. Using anything unnatural. Yeah, it is still good. At least that 5% of contribution we are giving to the world, and I think that. So I was very determined this time that I have to do it, because see, the major factor maybe that I didn't think earlier was that who is going to wash them and who is going to dry, and all that is going to be a big work. But then I realized this lockdown, especially after that, since we don't have helps at home like how we used to have earlier, we are doing all our work ourselves, and I'm doing the laundry, and we are drying. So when we are washing all the other clothes, this little pile of half a bucket probably in a day, it is not going to make much of a difference. So we have to be that thoughtful about the environment. So I guess that was the factor that I stuck on
That's a
to.
very nice attitude, Purvi. That's a good way of looking at it. Instead of thinking, I already have so much of work, this is an additional work. I mean, if everybody looks at it like, I am anyway washing a bucket of clothes, what will, a small pile of
Exactly.
additional thing?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
that's nice. Karthik, so when I told people that I'm going to have a cloth diapering dad in the session,
Mhm.
everybody went bonkers. They're like, what? Father's cloth diaper, is it true? And all that. So I'm very very happy that you joined us today. This world could really use a different perspective. This world could really look at cloth diapering from a father's eye. So how did it start? I mean, how did you get into this? Was it your wife who first told you, or and how was your what did you think when your wife introduced? If it was your wife who introduced, how did you get into this cloud typing?
So, as you mentioned, it's been ages that we are exposed to cloth-based diapering and using the lung goats and other things. So it wasn't new for me, right from my probably the third standard, fourth standard, when there was a outhouse, there was a kid in the outhouse. I was aware of how the kid is managed, the poop that comes out, the handling of the kid. Right? So I was exposed to those. Handling my nephew, so handling other babies was quite comfortable to me, just like any other dad. I'm pretty sure all dads do this. They don't come outside and outright about that, but there are a lot of my friends who do that, and they were definitely inspiration to me. In terms of cloth diapering, I would say that it wasn't a huge transition, right? When you can do langots and handle with simple cotton based clothing for kids, the transition was, maybe it was like, oh, should I pay really 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever that amount is, right? That is the question naturally I got to ask Kasturi, my wife. So definitely in terms of taking that step, it wasn't a huge transition, but I was, let's see how things goes. And she was also for pre-loved ones, just the way you mentioned, right?
Yes, she
And
is correct.
so the pre-loved ones, using it didn't really harm anything, right? It would probably make things better. That you wouldn't really use disposable diapers and make that always is a guilt with anything, right? So I would want, uh, because we do consider Mother Earth also another place where we shouldn't pollute. So that's the case, and it was slow transition, I would say. We started using diapers for the night time, the disposable ones, but quite disciplined in using cloth diapers for my daughter in the normal hours and changing it. At some point, she made a drastic decision also to do night diapering. That would mean that she would have to wake up, or I would have to wake up and then change the diaper in the night, right? So those kind of transitions were there, and for my son, we were a little more disciplined, I would say. We ended up using until he was probably 14, 15 months. Then he started resisting wearing the cloth diapers. So just
Okay.
for our ease, we ended up using the shorts and things like that. But eventually, I would say that it takes probably that additional minute to handle a cloth diaper compared to a shorts or a simple tying a langot, right? But that 1 minute saves in a big way, right? The whole
True, true,
the effort that you put in, that you reap the benefit somewhere else.
true, true, true. And there is a very famous saying amongst us environmentalists. It says that you don't need, five people or 10 people living a completely sustainable life. You need 100 people living even a little sustainable life. That's what we need. So in between. You switched to disposable. Probably Shweta can answer on how to avoid that also in the future questions. But yeah, the attitude that no, let's do our best. Let's go eco-friendly as much as possible is what is the need of the hour now. Shweta, I want to ask you a lot of technical questions today. But before that, I have a question for you. Your profession itself is, reaching out to people and teaching them how to use cloth diapers and, converting them and hand holding them and helping them, right? So, what is the scenario now? Let's say in a day you reach out to 10 parents. What is the success rate? Are all the 10 parents easily agreeing to switch to cloth diapers, or is still there some hesitance in spite of you answering their questions? What is the average percentage?
Okay, Pragati, with regards to the percentage of conversion, I would say the rate is a little slow. Of course, people are getting to know what is clot diapers right now, what are advanced clot diapers. So when we give them the correct knowledge and when we give them the actual reasons why we need to switch to clot diapers, that has made a lot of difference. And yes, if on an average in a week I'm meeting like 10, 15 parents, then I'm able to convert at least 10 out of them into clot diapers. The researches that are available right now on social media or probably in the internet are making a huge difference. People are making their research. They're finding out more options. The new parents, especially who are now, either in just conceived or just, expecting to deliver anytime soon, or probably a new parent who has just delivered, they are making the effort to know what is clot diapers well in advance. They're keeping things ready in their hospital bags. So that is the difference that is already shown in many parents these days. And that has
True, true.
made a huge difference in the matter that we also can educate them equally and tell them that there is an option for you to try it first, believe it, and then start continue to using it. So this concept has made it more simple nowadays.
Okay, okay. So, whoever is not switching to cloth diaper, what do you think is the reason? I mean, what is the lack of understanding? How do you think we as a group, because I really want to work towards it in the future. So,
Sorry,
what do you
Pragati
think
has
is the
a
reason why?
major network issue.
Can you hear me now?
I think there is a major network issue. And yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, so I was asking, so whoever is not converting to cloth diaper, even after you answer all their questions, what do you think? Why do you think they're not cloth diaper? What are the challenges they are facing?
Okay. There are a couple of challenges. One thing is that they feel it might be a little expensive. They might feel that it might look bulky on my child, or they may just say it is too hassle, in too much of hassle to use cloth diapers. So messy to use cloth diapers. So these are rather than facts, these are myths that they have kind of kept within themselves and not probably opened it up to us to clarify it. So that's probably the reason why it is not 100% success rate. Yeah. So I would say, as I said, these are all myths. These are all different myths that are,
And we are going to
along
bust
with
these myths
cloth
today.
diapers. I'm sure you've already. Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. So you already might have made a note of all these questions to me. Yeah, but seriously speaking, cloth diapers are very economical, very simple to use, very convenient to use. There is not much of over maintenance that you need to do. It's very simple to use. So I don't think these myths are true, but I will bust them as and when you ask me the questions.
Yes, yes, definitely. Um, Purvi, you are a working mother, and it's not just a work which wherein you need to sit in front of the laptop for 8 hours, 9 hours a day. Your job requires you to step out of the house. You need to do site visits and everything. So, how do
Yes.
you manage? What do you do in this scenario? How are you ensuring that you are able to balance your site visits, your work, and cloth diapering and everything?
See, right now I just returned from site visit in Hubli, and I take my family along these days because I don't have a choice. Uh, so it is not making any difference for us because we usually drive. Thanks to COVID, we are not flying, or we are not using the public transport, so we are driving, and so it is not at all making any difference. It's like how we are at home.
That's
So
amazing.
that is the thing. Yes.
Okay, okay. So when you go there, I mean, if your son soils the diaper, what do you do? How do you manage it?
Just rinse it off for that time and then keep it closed in a cover so the car doesn't stink. And when we reach our destination, wash it. That's all.
How doable is that, right? I mean, how cool it is. I wish everybody looks at it this way, Purvi. Instead of looking for reasons to not being able to clot diaper, if we look for ways on how to tackle it, and we Hasiru 5, we are always there. You can just write to us and ask us, this is the problem I'm facing, how do I deal with this, we will definitely come up with a solution. And okay, so Karthik, huh, both you and your wife are working. It's not that one person is working and that is why you are able to clot diaper. No, both of you are working, and both of you will have meetings and targets and the usual. So how do you guys manage? What is the plan? Because we have a lot of emails coming where people say, both of us are working, so we can't clot diaper. So I want them to have a sneak peek so that they can also start thinking like, yeah, right, we can do it. So can you tell us, how do you guys manage?
So let's take a scenario. What if you're not clot diapering or you're not diapering at all, right? There would be a mess in the floor, so you have to clean it, right? So you would have to do that either ways. So you have to spend that additional, and nobody in this world would mind it in the current situation that you have to go and clean your kids' poop, right? So that is there. Second is, what if you're having the disposable diapers? Yes, it helps you, but you still have to clean your baby, right? There's some amount of
Exactly.
either way, 5 minutes has to be dedicated to take care. So one of us who's not in a call, or we have folks at home, so we end up having that ecosystem to understand that we have to spend that 5 minutes to handle the baby, and
Amazing.
the mess is the same. The effect of choosing one of these three options is up to you and how much guilt free you are, right? So yeah, we have been doing each of it, I would say, right, having just a cloth diaper, or having a hack of using a langot and then a cloth diaper cover on top of it. So whatever suits us to avoid, let's say if he's on the bed, he's sleeping, we don't want the bed to get wet, we end up doing that and check on him every 20 minutes or so to see if it is wet, right? So that is a kind of when we are working together, we do that. But we have been fortunate enough to have support at home. Everybody at home, my mother, my sister-in-law, brother, everybody is aware of how to clot diaper. They are also in it. They help out on that, so we are able to manage that way. But I would say that there are a lot of, I have my friends in the same complex. They are clot diapering, being a nuclear family, and they're handling it pretty well. So it's up to you how you want to handle those 5 minutes.
Right. I mean, what you said makes so much sense, So those of you who are watching this and where both the parents are working, we understand, why you think you can't clot diaper. But like Karthik said, even disposable diaper, you need to take some time out and change it, right? You cannot leave the child in the disposable diaper. So when you're spending 3-4 minutes to change the diaper, you might as well spend another 3-4 minutes to quickly rinse it off and put it aside for laundry. It is that doable, right? Yes, Karthik.
One more thing, with the disposable diaper, we are used to using the wipes, right? So that's one thing we realized from the start. So the wipes are also not quite environment friendly, right? They are a pain.
Not at all.
So and also on the babies, right? It ends up giving a rash. So we've always we've learned from the first daughter that that's not something we want to do. We want to wash it off, right? Right then, and use water and then clean it off, so it's safe for the kids. So that way, using a disposable diaper and along with it a wipes gets into a very bad zone.
True. Because I do know a lot of parents who are like proudly using cloth diapers, but they are not aware that even wipes are harmful, and they continue to use it. So if I understand you right, what do? As soon as the baby poops, you take him to the loo and clean him.
Yeah, except when we are traveling. But even when you're traveling, we end up getting into a toilet in the restaurant, or if we're on the beach, we end up using the natural water that it is. But
correct.
So we try as much as possible to use water, but if you're on the road, there's no other go, and this lack of water there, we use
only then you will.
Last resort to use the bike.
Fair enough. I mean, yes. Okay. So Shweta, like I told you, we are going to bust a lot of myths. Okay. So these are very common misunderstanding that people have about cloth diapers, and it's because of these things that people think cloth diapering is difficult. But at the end of the session, I want you to bust these myths, and I want people to understand that, oh, this is all what cloth diapering is. It is doable. All right. So the very first myth that's floating around us, cloth diapering stinks. So we have people telling us that I honestly tried, I followed all the instruction and I cloth diapered, but after just like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, it starts to stink. Why do you think that is, and how do we tackle it?
Okay. When it comes to stink, slight stinking with cloth diapers is quite normal because it accumulates pee. It does not convert to gel. There is absolutely no chemicals used in cloth diapers. So slight stink is quite obvious. But if it stinks a little more, then probably you need to cross-check your wash routine or the way you're maintaining your diapers. Also cross-check whether you have sorry about the noise. Yeah, so or you just need to just check whether you have hard water in your locality. Just check that because that also accumulates in your diapers and that does not have space. And because it mixes with urine, it kind of stings. So make sure you're checking all this before you start cloth diapering. So if you have water, hard water, nothing exceptional. You just have to use a softener. That's it. Again, it's not something that you have to do exceptionally. It is normally how you wash your clothes, as rightly said by Karthik and Puri. It's very simple. It's like what you normally do. Just do the same, but include cloth diapers also along with it. They are also just cloth, nothing else.
Right, right. Okay. So can you, like, in two, three lines, tell us how to wash these cloth diapers?
Sure. So any cloth diaper for that matter has a lot of pee accumulated in it, right? So you leave it for say the entire night, there is a lot of pee in it. So first you need to rinse it. So before washing it, you need to rinse it. You do not have to do it like as and when you keep change the baby, you don't have to go and rinse it, nothing like that. Just rinse it once in plain water and do a quick wash with detergent. Okay, so again, detergent, I wouldn't recommend using something which has a lot of fragrance in it. That would not make any difference to the diapers. It is not going to make your diapers smell exceptionally good or anything. It is not going to make anything like that. So just use a normal detergent which has no fragrance, and and you just need to do a quick wash. Okay, that removes 90% of pee and poop. Next, you put it along with your regular laundry. Just put it for a quick, a long cycle, say 45 minutes to 1 hour, and wash it in cotton setting because these are all made up of cotton or some of them are made with microfiber, but still they are cloth. So you need to put it under cotton setting and then wash it, say for 45 minutes to 1 hour. So it's just like you have to just do a quick wash before you mix it along with your other laundry and wash it again. So it's the same process what you do.
Okay, I mean, when you put it that way, it's so simple. Right? I mean,
Simple.
no big deal.
All you need to do is one step extra, which, as
Yes.
rightly said by Karthik, you just have to do another 3-4 minutes extra work for you to,
That's
do that cloth diapering.
yeah.
That's it. That 3 to 4 minutes wouldn't make much difference.
Right. And Shweta, very important question before we move to Purvi. Another myth is cloth diaper is costly, but people don't understand how it is actually economical and not costly. Now, how they are actually saving money when they buy cloth diapers. So, can you talk about it?
Okay. Let me internally ask you all who have probably used, disposable diapers for your babies. How many diapers were you using in a month for your child? Approximately. That
So
would
I
be
did
Purvi.
do a
Anybody can
research
answer
on
this.
this. I did Google
Okay.
about this to see for those who use disposable diapers how much they use. So per day it is eight on an average.
Per day,
So
Yeah,
it,
okay.
6 to 8. Yeah.
Right, right.
yeah.
So per day, say 30 days in a month. Please do the calculations. I'm very bad at maths, but I can definitely tell you how much it might cost you as well. So that 30 days of diapers. So you're almost using like 400 diapers in a month. And calculate that for 3 years. 3 years or 3.5 years is what you're going to diaper your baby. So till then, if you calculate, it's just going to be a huge pile of diapers. It's just huge pile. That's it, right? And how much are you spending? So even in a month, if you consider one diaper to be 10 rupees, you're spending 4,000, right? So the same 4,000, invest on cloth diapers, you will get 6 to 7 diapers. The same thing you can use for 3 years.
Yeah, so
I mean, the math
I
is
did
huge.
search, how much is one pack of cloth diapers. I have it in the other tab here. So I don't
Yeah.
name the brand, but for one disposable diaper pack, which has only 21 diapers, it is 4,000 change. So just for
Right.
21 disposable diapers, which will last for what, 2-3 days? I mean, if it costs 4,000, and in the same 4,000, if you can buy how much? 3 to 4 reusable diapers, which can be
Absolutely.
used for 300 washes. I'm like, you're saving
300
so much
washes.
money actually.
True,
Right,
true.
right.
That is absolutely true. And I just recently, was doing some kind of research, and I found out that every single baby almost uses like 8,000 disposable diapers in their entire journey, in that diapering
Yeah,
journey.
yeah.
And 8,000 disposable diapers into 500 years. It does not take less than 500 years to decompose. And that was like a kind of a awareness what I got to myself, because of which I'm glad that I shifted to cloth diapers. So that
True,
is,
true.
I really can't, calculate. Maybe the first diaper which was used by our ancestors from when it is there is still lying in the landfill
The
somewhere.
very first diaper,
It
it's
is
still
not
there somewhere
decomposed.
on the earth.
It's still there somewhere.
Even
I
after
mean,
we are gone, it
that
is still
is
there
an
on the
eye
earth.
opener by itself. Yeah,
True,
that is
true.
an eye opener by itself. I mean, you're using a product which is not decomposing it naturally in the landfill. Then I wonder how can we choose it for our baby sensitive skin.
Right.
That is a question I ask every new parent I come across. This is just a layer of plastic. How are you trusting it? How are you not trusting cloth diapers? So this is the question I normally ask the expecting or the new parents that I meet.
True. Okay. So Purvi, uh, I mean, I know you personally, so I know Santosh, and I know that Santosh is an equal parent. So how do you guys manage? Like, I'm sure he is also into cloth diapering. So you and him both being working parents, how was the scenario at your house? What is the understanding?
Okay, so the day he does the dishes, I do the laundry. The day I do the dishes, he does the laundry. So it is nothing special. Like we are not treating diapers as something. It's just that we soak them separately, and since he's a newborn, only recently, just a few weeks, 2-3 weeks ago, that his uh, digestive system is still settling, and his poop has become a little less frequent. Otherwise, he would we would have a lot of soiled diapers. So we would just keep it, soak them separately. That's all. Otherwise, not even
And
soaking.
not just the laundry part. Let's say both of you are working and your son poops. So what is the understanding? Because I really want our viewers to know that it is doable. There are
It
so
is
many
very
working
doable.
parents out
It
there.
is very doable. Just that maybe, see, I am not on calls always, or maybe like I don't have meetings wherein I'll have to sit in front of the computer. Since I'm my own boss, my job is a little flexible, but then I'm sure, but you know what, I work in the late nights. So whoever is around, we just do it. Like how Karthik said, right now my mother is staying with us. So if she's around, she does it. So whoever is around, we just do it.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
we use a lot of langots also, apart from pockets. So even his sister, my elder daughter, who is about 6.5 now, for her it is her favorite thing to change his diapers. She
So
likes
sweet.
to do it. Yeah,
So
so we
sweet.
all take responsibilities and we do it.
Great, great, great. Okay. Karthik, now being a cloth diapering dad, have you tried to motivate others? Like, have you tried to tell any of your relatives or friends saying, why don't you go for cloth diapering? You can also do it. If you have done that, what is the response you have got? How do people look at you when you change the diapers and wash the diapers?
So honestly, the inspiration comes from my wife Kasturi, right? So she does most of the talking to the new parents. I just say go and talk to Kasturi. She is the best
Right.
person to advise you, right from breastfeeding to handling the kids to
True,
the
true, true.
toddler, right? So she has experienced it twice. So I let the expert talk, right? So, but honestly, I don't think there's an justifiable reason for anybody to come and come back and say that they want to use disposable diapers, right? It's
Right.
we have laziness and we have our own reasons to avoid cloth diapering, even if it's the Langot method or the branded ones, right? So we have issues with that because it takes more effort, but that effort is all worth it. But yeah, I've probably not had resistance from anybody that I've spoken to. Even I was talking to my friend a few minutes back. He did mention that he purchased a cloth diaper from one of my friends,
Amazing.
right? So it's quite open, and the dads and the family members are open to it. It's not now restricted just for the mothers.
That was my next question to you, actually. What do you think? I mean, is the scenario like gone are the days when fathers didn't want to wash the poop or do the diapering, or do you think the situation is still not that open where fathers are like, "Hey, I will. Don't worry, you. If you're busy, you carry on. I'll do the
Right,
diaper change."
it's probably, I would say, at least from my end, it's a spoiled child attitude, right? If your mother is doing it, you wouldn't really
Pitch
poke your
in.
nose into it, yeah, pitch in. So that's what the case was, and I was forced to do it. With handling the soiled diapers and washing it. Right? Once the lockdown kicked in, there was no maid to support washing the clothes, and we did pay extra to wash the cloth diapers and langots and other things for the maid. Right?
Okay.
Once the lockdown started, I had to pitch in, and there were definitely fights between me and Kasur, who does the laundry. But I would say across the board, I've seen both. I have seen even mothers hating the whole concept of cleaning the poop, right? You just hand it over to the mother or mother-in-law, right? It's there. I've also have friends who don't want to do anything to with respect to poop or so. I have seen both sides. I wouldn't say that it's the fathers don't do the work.
It's not very
Yeah. So I'm sure that there's a 50% kind of probability that there are fathers who would handle the poop and they're doing a great job at it. Right? Probably it's not aware that wives are not talking as.
That is why we want people like you to speak up, come forward and say that, yes, I am changing the diaper, I am cleaning the poop, I am doing the laundry, and it's very much normal, and it's not a big deal. Just like our mother does it, a father can also do it. That is why we were, very adamant that we look for a cloth diapering dad who will sit with us in this session, and we are very happy that you're here today.
And then I think it's also it's important to give the dads that freedom to say that you might make a mistake, right? I might tighten the button, the snap button, or I might not tie the langot very tight. You'll have to give that little leash. And Kasturi was certain times.
It's a learning curve. Father or mother, they need to learn. It will take time.
Correct. Yeah, it's a learning curve for both, as you mentioned. Right? So it took some time for me to adjust with the cloth diaper, and I would rather have a langot or a simple pant to save my time. But the effect of it is probably a wet floor or a wet bed, right? So you will learn by your mistakes and.
True. Very well said. Yes. Shweta, so I wanted you to bust two myths which people are asking us in the comment section. So I think we will directly go to those questions in the comment section. So the first question is, can we use it overnight? If yes, how? Won't it leak? And is it hygienic? If whole night the pee is touching baby's bum or the genitals, is it hygienic? And how to make sure that it won't leak in the night?
Right. So with cloth diapers, there are multiple options, as I said, Pragati. So overnight using cloth diapers is completely hygienic because it's 100% only cloth. There is nothing, there is no layers of plastic or any other component which would hurt the baby in any manner. Okay, these cloth diapers which are available in the market, I'm sure they're equally tested, certified before they are brought to the larger crowd. So there are pads inside, as you know. So the pads inside will have a dry feel lining on top. So that is going to ensure that the baby is not touching the wetness. The baby is not feeling the wetness overnight. Even if it is the entire night, because see, what diapers I am using perform for almost 8 to 12 hours in the night. And I leave it for that long. I'm tension free because it's only cloth. It's not going to hurt my child. And she's not feeling the wetness. Okay. So keeping it overnight is definitely not an issue. It is completely hygienic. It's just like normally, like how we adults use like panties or underwears. So we use them. It's also cloth. We use it overnight. So why not the child use a cloth overnight? It's the same,
Right.
right? It's just that there is pee accumulated, which is not touching the child in any manner. So it's absolutely fine to use that. Yeah.
So, in other words, I mean, just to make sure that the viewers understood you right, what you're saying is, even though it is completely wet and it looks like it's leaking, the baby will not feel it. That's what you're saying, right? The baby
Correct.
is in touch with the dry feel part of the diaper,
Correct.
right?
I
And
could show
and
you
then
one of the pads that I have kept here.
okay,
Sorry to interrupt. So I have this pad here. So this is what I use. I use at home. So this has a dry feel lining here on top. Okay. And it also comes with this additional layer. You asked me how can we use it for the entire night, right?
right,
So
yes,
this is the main pad that I have, and I have this smaller pad which is going to give me additional absorbency for the entire night. So this is
right,
all I'm going to use for the entire night. And that will be, again, this is what is touching the baby skin. So they will not feel the wetness. They will
right.
not wake up because the diaper is full. You will notice a slight, wetness on the sides of the outer shell, probably outer waterproof shell that is there. But the baby will not feel the wetness and wake up because of it. So
That's
that's the
great. That's
reason why we say you can continue to use cloth diapers even at night.
Okay, so all our viewers who had this question, so all what you have to do is put that additional booster thing, and don't worry, even if it looks like leaking or if it looks like wet, the baby will not feel the wetness, so the baby will not wake up. And another
Correct.
question we have in the comment section is, how do you maintain in this rainy season? Because it's very important that we dry it in the sunlight, right? Because sun is the best disinfectant out there. So how do we cloth diaper in the rainy season?
Right. So sun is definitely a good disinfectant, but as you know, during monsoons, it's quite difficult to catch hold of Mr. Sun, and it's equally difficult to dry it outside because it's either raining or it's too windy. It just flies away. All this is definitely there. But said and done, you can definitely continue to use them during monsoons as well. Just make sure that you're keeping some additional pads, some extra pads at home available, just like how you do with with your other clothes as well. Because whatever cloth you put outside, even if it's your normal sari or a dress or a blanket or a towel as well, that will take time to dry. So likewise, even cloth diapers are going to take time to dry. So you need some extra, pads or something to keep extra at home. Something like this, you just need to keep some more extra. Okay. And once the ones which are drying, let them dry, and the ones which are ready, you can use them. So you just need to build your stash according to how much is your requirement. Okay. Otherwise, the drying options, what I would say during monsoons are you can put it outside whenever there is no rain, when you can actually dry it under air or shade, whatever is available. You can just put it outside for some time. If it starts raining, just put it inside under the fan, maybe in another room or in the balcony where there's a lot of air circulation. You can just put it there, let it dry, let the moisture get evaporated, and it's completely gets out of the diaper. Then you can get it back inside and leave it as it is. Do not use a moistured diaper. Matlab, if the pads are still feeling wet, do not use them immediately. Keep it aside, and probably it would take a day's time to dry. It would take a little longer. But the biggest tip I can give is ensure that you do an additional rinse and spin in the machine. Do an extra spin. So that will, like a double spin. So do a double spin. That will reduce it will drain all the water. So that's going to take off all the water. So of course the drying time will reduce. So that's the easiest way during monsoons. And as you know, monsoons, they keep being so frequently. You can also, as Purvi and Karthik are using, like you can use the langots. The langots also make it quite simple because as soon as the baby pees, you just remove it and keep it aside, and you can just diaper them whenever you're actually the baby is sleeping for longer durations or something. So you can try that as well.
Great, great, great. Fine. Purvi, this is a very important question that we get from a lot of working parents. Like now it is pandemic, so you're at home. Otherwise, you are required to be at work, right? So in those situations, you would leave your kid in the daycare or with a nanny. So do you think daycares and nannies would cooperate if you want to, exclusively cloth diaper? What is the attitude out there, and how do working parents tackle it?
Nannies, definitely they have to do what you want to do as a parent. So I don't think nannies refuse to cloth diapers.
Right,
And I was present. Actually, my first one went to a daycare, but since I told that she was using disposables, this thing didn't happen to us. But many of my known people have been sending their kids to the daycares that encourage cloth diapering. So there is one particular daycare in Korumangala where a good friend of mine, she would send her child to. They're very particular that you're not even supposed to send your diapers in plastic, right?
Oh, wow.
So you're supposed to send a bag.
They want the child to be toilet trained, or they want the child to be in the cloth diaper?
No. They take infants also. So it does not. They do encourage. I mean, they change the diapers. You're expected to send diapers and inserts and all that, and they change there. And if the baby soils the diaper, probably they'll just rinse it and they'll remove the solid part, and they will send your diapers back home the same day. When you go to pick your baby, you'll also carry a bag along and bring back the soiled diapers and do the laundry. It is as simple as that. So I think not many parents are aware of cloth diapering. So maybe a lot of us start insisting. Maybe all the daycares, they have to do what we want them to do. So I am positive that it will be in the future we can expect this.
I mean that's very refreshing to hear that.
Exactly.
So,
I would want my child to be under a very thoughtful person, who will teach her the right things about environment, because it is need of the hour. So I would be very, I would feel very confident if my child goes to a daycare where, they encourage the right behavior. So
true.
I think that is the need of the hour. Yes.
So parents out there, working parents, if you want to send your child to daycare, and if you're wondering, that daycare would not support cloth diapering and hence you're forced to put disposable diaper, there are daycares out there which will cloth diaper. You just need to do a little more research and just go for it. There is nothing stopping. Now there should be no reason.
They should insist. Sorry to cut you, Pragati. They should insist that we will send our child to your daycare only if you
agree to
exactly. Yes,
same of companies also. I think where the babies are left in the company premises daycare. There also they can talk to the HR and insist that please provide this option. Right. Okay. Karthik, you might think this is a silly question, but there are fathers who has this question, and hence I want you to speak about it. As a cloth diapering dad, do you face any challenge? Is there something like a father will come across, but not a mother? Because in across the world, not just India for that matter, if a mother does it, it's a duty. If a father does it, it's a favor. So, is there any challenge that you think fathers would come across, be it attitude wise or support system wise? Because I do have a friend who messaged me saying that yes, my mother insists that my wife use cloth diaper on the baby. So I was like, why does your mother insist that only your wife should use it? Why can't you use it on the baby? And there was no response. So be it support system wise or in any which way, do you think there are any challenges that only the father faces?
So honestly, I can't come up with any challenge except for what is within you, right? You might be averse to poop, you might be averse to doing the laundry as a dad. you have to do it, right? If you're driving and somebody has motion sickness and pukes in the car, you have to clean the car, right?
Right.
It's as simple as that, right? You have to
Very
handle
well
the
said.
situation that is there. So except for that, I would say it's fighting the devil inside. Yes, there are instances when you feel pukish because you're trying to clean something, but I would say that is one challenge I see with dads that don't have
It's the
exposure.
mindset. Hmm.
Correct.
You
So
know,
my
it's the years of conditioning that fathers can't do it. So
correct.
fight, like you said,
I've
fighting that
been
inner devil and coming out is the big
I've
challenge.
seen
Yes.
my brother handling babies, so he's been an inspiration for me to see how well you can handle baby when it's playing as well as when it's doing other stuff, right? Eating food or
Okay.
pooping. He's equally handling that. So for me, there was a person whom I could relate to. So it didn't seem out of norm, right? Even my mother didn't restrict me into saying that okay, this has to be done by the wives or the ladies in the house, right? It
That's
was
great. That's great.
an environment which didn't seem odd for me that I have to take care of it. And right from I mentioned about from my third standard onwards, seeing the neighbors' kid changing their diapers, I've seen that happen. So it was normalized for me all through, and
Great, great.
in my native place, I had a lot of cousins, and my niece itself, I was handling the girl there. So it was
Mhm.
easy for me to handle cloth diapering because I've been doing the traditional langot way of
Right, right,
managing the kids and giving them bath and everything. Right? So it was easy if you start doing it. Right? Anything you need to start making
right,
your hands dirty,
right.
then probably after 2 months you would probably be an expert in that.
True, very true. Yes. So the takeaway point here is the need of the hour is to normalize it. You know, it's your child. I mean, if you don't do it, who will? Right? Normalize it. And there are so many mothers out there who is not able to do it only because they have zero support system. So if the whole family, especially fathers, pitches in and help, I'm sure a lot more families will convert to cloth diapering.
And
Right.
it's also just one more point. It's also to
Yes,
do with
yes.
it's to do with the mothers and the ladies in the house. You feel that it is your activity, so you won't let go of it. So start involving the dads, and they'll definitely do a
Right.
good job. It's
That
just
is
about
also well said because I do know women who says like "Eche papa," he's like so tired,
my
there are
mom
cases.
was an example of that. She wouldn't let me do things, so
Okay.
good pamper. So I would say that such
Okay.
folks, right? You have to normalize it, as you mentioned. It's not just normalizing as in
Right.
having the dads do it, but also letting go of your duties for the dad, right?
True,
So he
true,
gets
true.
into that space.
Right, right. Correct. Okay. Shweta, when we step out of the house, we cannot clot diaper. Is that true? Because I know how you traveled. You went to trekking and things like that. You went to forest area. You stayed in places. Yet you were like on 100% clot diapers. No matter where you go, you're on clot diapers. You make sure that your daughter is on clot diapers. So how to do it, Shweta? What are your tips? How do you think people can clot diaper when they step out of the house?
Right. So cloth diapering, as you said, while traveling is definitely not difficult. It's just like carrying your other clothes. Carry a lot of cloth diapers with you, and carry a little bit of soap powder if possible with you. I mean, I know you're traveling, you're on a holiday. It's great, but instead of giving a little bit of chemicals to your child, I think it is rather easy to carry these cloth diapers and just give it a quick wash in between the travel wherever you find the chance. I used to find a chance to just put it in a bucket of water, keep it like soak for 20 minutes, and then I used to just rinse it and put it inside the car. Like the entire car is full of like cloth diapers. So I used to like hang it
So you just
everywhere
put it
and on the go.
carry bag or something, uh,
Carry bag.
and just
I again I used to not use these plastic covers or any other bag. I used to carry cloth bags. I have found a waterproof cloth bag which comes to hold these diapers. You can carry it along with it. They're very travel friendly. They have like loops around, and you can kind of hang it around on in the car on the seat, or even when you're going for a walk, you can just hang it on the pram and take it along with your baby. If you're going to the hospital, you can just carry it along with you. any soiled diaper can be kept inside that. The smell will get contained inside. It would not smell outside it, and even it
Okay.
wouldn't leak outside. Say, let's even if it's wet clothes for that matter, even if you put the baby inside a swimming pool along with the cloth diaper, when you get them out, just put that cloth diaper inside this wet bag. So that
Okay.
will hold the water as well. It is not going to leak out as such. Okay.
Okay.
And also it will contain the smell. So even while storing at home, it is not necessary that you have to keep it in an open bucket. You can also store it in these cloth bags. So that will
Right.
contain the smell, and it's easy to travel outside as well. So traveling is definitely not a problem. As you said, Pragati, I am a freak of travel. So I have traveled multiple times, and I have carried a lot of cloth diapers with me. And also I have made sure that I carry a lot of underwears when I go around like this. Of course, when the
Right.
baby is sleeping, we need convenience that it has to, absorb a lot so that even my sleep is not interrupted, even the baby's sleep is not interrupted. That's another point of view. So I used to diaper her when she used to sleep for longer duration when we reached there. But
Okay.
otherwise, I used to use a lot of padded underwears or a normal underwear so that I can frequently keep changing, and that can be washed easily also. So it's just like normally washing your clothes. So you just wash it, and then I was reusing it. So it's very
Okay.
simple to travel as well.
So,
Yeah.
and another important question, which even I had asked you when I tried it on my son, and many parents have backed out of cloth diapering only because of this reason, that it leaves elastic mark. So, if you tie it loose, it leaks. So, if you tie it, with a good fit, so that it doesn't leak, but when they remove, there is elastic mark, and even I had freaked out. I had asked you, like, I mean, it's leaving a mark on my son's genitals, and won't it be a problem in the future? So how do we tackle this? Can you talk about
Right.
this
So
elastic mark?
any cloth diaper has to have a good snug fit. I'm not telling to tighten the fit or to keep it loose. I'm telling it has to be a snug fit.
No.
So when we say snug, you know the snug. So it's just like closely holding your child. So
Yeah.
that's how
Not
you just
kicking.
have to even put cloth diapers. So just closely put it across to the baby's genital area. So that is all you need to do. Elastic marks is very common, Pragati. It's not just about cloth diapers. It's
Right.
normal.
Right.
Even if you put a normal underwear, if you put a
Right.
pant
The
which
mark
is
will be
elastic,
there.
it will leave marks. Infants, they will get marks with anything and everything. That is
Right.
absolutely normal. But the point here is, if you put it too tight, the elastic marks will last longer. If you put it too loose, because of friction, it is going to leave the red marks, and that's
Okay.
also going to stay for longer. But if you
Okay.
put a snug fit, it is
Right.
not going to move. When the baby moves the leg, it will not move. Okay, and if it is not tight, there is no chances that the baby is feeling uncomfortable, because of which they rigorously, kind of try to move their legs. And that is all not possible when you put a good snug fit. Okay. And
Okay.
the
Okay.
biggest change that you need to make is the elastic should always lie on the leg joint, not on the
Joint and
thighs.
not on the thigh.
It
Right.
not on the thighs. It should always be on the leg joint, not near the genital area, not on the thighs. It should be in that space between the leg, the thighs, and the genitals. The leg joint is where you need to put the elastics. There is a space. There is a space for you to kind of run one finger, so that makes
Right.
it easier. Okay, so when the
Okay.
baby is kind of moving their legs, it will not leave
Okay.
deeper marks, and the
Okay.
marks will vanish 15-20 minutes, just like when you remove the other clothes and leave the baby open for a while, it will
Okay.
vanish. So same with this as well, it will just vanish in a while.
Okay, okay. Shweta, can you quickly, in 2 lines, tell me what is hot water cycle? Because I know it's important, and I've never done these in these 11 months, and it has worked for me. I don't know why or what is hot water cycle. So if you can just enlighten us on that.
Right, sure. Not required, not, I mean,
It's
regularly
not a
washing
must,
the
is it?
diapers. It's
Uh-huh.
not a must. You can just wash it with normal water, just cold water also will do. But in case you find, leakages happening early than expected, if you find, detergent built up, you're able to see a lot of detergent smell, or if you put it in water, you see a lot of soap bubbles coming out. So these are detergent, because of detergent buildup. Or if you see that even after washing, you see there is pee smell, then I would
Yes.
suggest to do a hot water rinse. And that is
Okay.
also not to the outer waterproof shells. Do not do it for these. Do
Okay.
it
Only
only
for the
for the pads.
slippers. Okay.
Exactly. Only the pads is what you need to do the hot water rinses for. And then these
Okay.
rinses do not include detergent. It's not required. Whatever is built up will get removed by only hot water. And even
So
hot
we just
water
dip
should
it
not
in the hot water for a few minutes and take it out. That's it.
absolutely just about say 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Just leave it there and take it out and hand agitate it this way. Do not use a brush. That's also going to kind of hamper these fabrics. So just, kind of rub it this way and then you can line dry them. Do not wash it again. Just line dry them and then try to use it again. So that
Okay.
is what is hot water rinse. Or maybe if you want to just be very careful, keep the diapers maintained like really, really well, then I would suggest once in 15 days, just do a hot water, rinse like a normal routine. Just do it once in a while. That is more than enough, and that will keep it maintained also. In the longer run, it's going to be,
It will be
very
more
good.
durable.
Exactly. So see, my
Okay.
diapers, I've been using it from 3 years, and I've
Okay.
not done a single bleach or anything that is required to improve the performance. I have never done that. Just a
Right.
normal wash, and once in a while, whenever I find the time or whenever I have the mood to do it, I used to just go do some hot water rinse and then dry it. So that's
Okay.
how what is a hot water cycle.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Okay, Karthik, last question to you. Uh, I mean, is there something you want to tell to those households, those families, those fathers, who think that if a mother does it, it's a duty. But if a father does it, he deserves a Nobel Prize. I mean, I'm not like judging anybody here, but that mindset is there out there, right? So probably if they hear it from a father saying it's no big deal, you can do it, just do it, it's your baby. So I want you to say something about it.
I can see Karthik smiling on this Nobel Prize point. Yeah.
This no, perspective that you have about me is because of lot of forcing from Kasturi, right? I'll be honest. There've been fights about what is
No,
my duty and
I didn't get you. Okay. Huh.
no, no. So I'm saying that the no, I'm here probably because I've been also trained to be a better dad. So I would say that way, right? I've been
Okay.
forced to do a better job. I would do it under my comfort area, right? But there are
Right.
cases where that you need to go out of your comfort because it's your kid and it's
True.
justifiable, right? So
True.
and
True.
also I would say that from a overall I have a feeling that there are a lot of dads who do much better job. I have a nuclear family in the society. They take care of the kids equally, right? And I don't see, at least probably in the cities and the towns, right? I feel that the dad's a little more hands-on, but definitely if you go to the rural areas, that's where probably there's a lot of ignorance about it and the patriarchy that lies, right? But mostly, I would say in this world, the urban population, it's quite equal in terms of the parenting responsibilities, and that's what is being projected everywhere, right? I don't think so. There's anywhere that's being projected that the dad is supposed to just read newspaper and drink a sip of coffee while the kid is
True.
pooping. So I don't feel there's a need to advise anybody because that's the world I am living in. I'm not exposed to anybody who's averse to it. There are
That's
people who
very
are averse to
inspiring.
poop, but they handle other things. Right? They probably uh, the small percentage of dads who don't like to do that, but it's their working solution, right? Whatever works for them, that's fine. But there are a lot of
Right.
people who do handle diapering of the kids, and that at least when we go out, as Shweta also mentioned, when we were traveling, there was another dad with me who was handling the kid, and we were equally handling
Amazing.
the kid and letting the girls and the ladies having their time, right? So there's this, you don't need to push that agenda, I would say.
Right. 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 Great. Okay. Purvi, is there any, one last thing you want to say to all the working parents out there that what is your words of, confidence? How would you give them confidence that they can clot diaper? There will be little challenges, but ultimately they can tackle it.
Definitely. See, parenting itself is not a very easy thing. I mean, when we decide to become parents, all these things will come along with it. So right now, see, my son wanted me only. He was crying. He was cranky with
He's
others.
also crying. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
he wanted to show his langot.
So cute.
Okay. So yeah, so parenting is not easy. So when we are, when we have accepted all the other challenges, why compromise on something, which is harmful for your child, right? I mean, and by the way, I just wanted to tell this, that even disposables smell very bad, right? I mean, if you
Oh,
put them
seriously,
on,
yeah.
they stink horrible. So, so I think everybody has to do it. Everybody has to clot diaper once, they become parents. So it is a social responsibility more than
Yes,
anything else.
and Shweta told me one thing in the beginning. Sorry to cut you there, Purvi. So it just reminded me when you said everybody has to cloth diaper once, because cloth diapering is therapy. Like changing
Correct.
it and selecting the print and deciding
They're
which one
so
to.
cute. They
Yes,
look good, and babies look so cute. They are good for your baby's skin, and they're easy on the pocket, and only positives about it. So I don't think anybody should think that cloth diapering is going to be difficult. It is like any other challenges as parents we face. So everybody has to do it.
great. Okay. So Shweta, one last question to you. But this is not as a cloth diapering expert, but as a mother of a almost 4-year-old child. How is eco-friendly diapering in the later stages? After the child is 3 or 4, during potty training. What do you want to add about that?
Right. So for me, it was a switch after 3 years. I was diapering her till she was 3 years, and only then I started kind of being very serious about toilet training her. And as you know, toilet training means that they need to physically they need to be ready to go to the toilet, remove the pant, and do the process, clean up, wear the pant again, and come back. So basically, this process had to be very simple. So I was looking for an alternative where it would become very easy. And of course, now that I'm kind of working, kind of always on my toes to do something or the other. So because of that, I was kind of looking for an option which would make it mess free. Okay, so I started using padded underwears. Padded underwears kind of holds that one P there. It does not mess things outside, right? So the
Okay.
same convenience. What again? Convenience comes with cloth diapers. The same thing continued here as well. So I started using that, and that kind of led towards toilet training, easy toilet training. The reason being, it she used to feel the wetness, though it is padded, she used to feel the wetness, and she used to come and communicate to me that I have peed. So that is when I was like, okay, if you have peed, remove it, go do the process and come back. So gradually she learned that process. And because it was pant style, see, something like this is what I used. Okay, it was pant style. She used to easily pull it down.
Pull it
So
down.
easily
Yes.
pull it down and pulling it up was very simple for them, right? Even as a parent, for you, for you to use it, it is going to be very simple. Even if you're working, you just have to, kind of pull your hands down like this. Even if you're looking at a
True.
meeting, you can
On a
just pull
call,
your
you
hands
make
down.
a lift, then they go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So just go there, go to the toilet and come, and then they come back, and then you put the padded underwear back. So it kind of led to easy toilet training in my sense. I mean, it made it simple for me, and I continued. Even today, I'm using padded underwears regularly, day in day out. Like nighttime also, it's completely padded underwears that I'm using, and it's made it mess free for me. So I am tension free that I don't have to run behind her with a cloth and find out where she is peed, what she is peed, where is she going to trip and fall. All this was not necessary in my case.
Great. Okay. Okay. So I want to thank you all for spending some time with us today and sharing your experiences. I'm sure there are so many comments here, but we could not read all the comments because we are running out of time. However, we will read every single comment, and if there is anything that we can answer, we will definitely answer. And whoever missed. Watching this live program, so if anybody contacts you, let them know that this is recorded and we will be putting this on our Instagram page and our Hasirufai YouTube channel. So there again, people can leave their questions and comments, and we will get back to them with the answers. Right. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining today and
Just one
sharing.
last word I would want to tell is it's never late to switch. So even if your child is 2 years, 3 years, till you're
Yes.
using a diaper, it makes a lot of difference. Even if it's the last diaper that you want to use on your child, please switch. Make
It's a
an effort to use cloth diaper, and that makes a lot of difference. So please do switch and get in touch with Hasirify. We'll try and kind of answer whatever is possible
yes.
and help you out in the journey.
Right.
Thank you,
I
Pragati,
think
for
if
the
I take
opportunity.
any more time, probably Amartya and Siddhant will come and hit us and like enough mommies.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy good lecturing, everyone. Do let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Everybody can.
Thank you, Pragati.
Thank you
Bye.
so much,
Bye,
Pragati,
everyone.
for this
Thank you, Karen.
opportunity. I hope we have managed to convince at least a few parents to switch to cloth diapers. That would be
I'm sure. I'm sure
really
the
what
working
I'm
parents now know that it is doable. Yes, yes,
correct.
yes. And if there is any question left, I will get back to you guys. If they
Yeah.
leave any questions in the comment section. All right.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Pragati. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.